Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. This is our setup play and review video for the game The White Castle. Now as you can see, I'm holding this handheld. It is actually a completed game. I'm playing at a friend's house. This is a game whereby we are rival clan members looking to vie for the Emperor's attention and crucially curry favour with the Sakai clan. You have 9 actions in this game and you're going to have dice. You're going to roll out some 4 red dice, 4 black dice and 4 white dice, and you're also going to get a starting resource card as well. So starting off the last player, you're looking to take various things. In this case I took this because I went last in last game, just as an example. I got myself 4 rice and 2 iron. I also got myself 3 money and 2 daimios. So you're going to take those respective resources and move them up on your track. So you're going to get things along here, and on your turn you are going to place out dice. So let's just say we had some dice out. So we've got a few dice. They can be stacked as high as 2. So we've got 2 white dice. Again, let's just say we've got some white dice in action here. Roll them, and then you're going to sort them based on their value. So we've got fairly low values here. So place a 4 over here, and we have a 4 here, a 2 here, and a 1 here. So just say we've only got white dice available because the other ones are gone. I can place out the left value. Now if I place out the left value one, I get a bonus. Again, you get that starting card, which I've shown you already, which was over here. So what you're going to do is that later on is going to be available here, and then basically I can now take this action. I'll get myself 1 rice. So 1 rice will move up. Again, we've started stuff as well. And this value can come over here if you take the left-hand value from these columns, again, the lower value of the dice. What can you do? Well, you can place it out on any of these spots. Over here, this says a value 3, so you can place it here. But as it's lower than that value, you need to pay 2 coin. So you're going to pay some cash. If you've got it, you can go here. If you happen to have a higher value, you'll gain the coin. So if I played out of 4, then I'll gain a coin. The downside of getting extra coin is you won't obviously get the benefit, which these cards start to combine. As you can see, the person who won happened to have loads of cards. This person came behind me, actually had a fewer cards, but just the way it rolled, so they can get this stuff. Now, this is a white die. If I go here, again, spending 2 cash in this instance, I can spend a daimyo, like I said, pick one up to then take a gate action, which I'll come back onto. And what you can also gain, in this case, you get 2 food and take them in any order. As you can see, you are gaining stuff in white, spending stuff in black. Or I could have spent out a black die. There happen to be all black dice over here before. In this case, you can get a bird action, bird stuff down here. They let you take earliest turn order, and actually when you spend out daimyos, you can get more points. And if you cross this moment, spending that, you can get 6 points, and spending 3, you start getting more points too. No one's yet reached over here yet in a few games. Now, when you do spend a die, so let's say we spent this 4, this die will come down. So you'll always have 2 options available until typically that final round. Now, speaking of rounds, it's a 9-round game as I mentioned, but once everyone's taken 3 dice actions, that's the end of the round, and we move down again. Now, at the end of the round, if you happen to have placed out a gardener, I'll show you how to do that as well, you get a bonus. So if you happen to have 4 coins, you can take any space on the board, and you basically trigger that ability. So I can trigger this to do something like that, and that's how that works. However, in the final round, that does not work. So that's how that works. There's a fancy looking dragon, very fancy pieces, very crunchy game. What else is there to say? Well, there's other things you can do. You can take other actions such as the courtier action. These pieces are very fiddly, but they fit on here too. So you can do trading actions, you can do gardening actions, and in this case a courtier action. A courtier action comes down here. They'll get you a point at the end of the game, but if you happen to have had 2 coins, you've got to spend 2 coins, they can come out. And if you've got some mother of pearl, I've got none, but early in the game I happen to have 2, then they can move up to one of these zones. If you happen to have 5, it can move up 2 spaces, so 2 bumps. Reason to go higher up is you get more points, and also you gain the card. So you gain this card. Again, it's going to then flip over down here, and the next time you trigger one of these actions, you're going to get more stuff. And of course, it's higher up. We haven't talked much about this. This is the training action. This is basically sending out your like samurai guys as well. And if you happen to spend 1 iron, then you can take this ability. And basically, at the end of the game, you're getting a multiplier by the amount of people in the castle. So this yellow zone, I guess it's a white castle, but looks yellow as you can see. You'll get 1 point for each person in there, times by the amount of people here. Similar with a 3, but the way this works is you get this bonus, which means as you unlock more and more things off this list, you can take one of these actions. In this case, I get myself loads of rice, I get myself 2 money and more rice, and I get to take this action, which is spend a daimyo, to again trigger the training action again, which again, chucking those things, again, more people out. Or I could take mother of pearl, get loads of mother of pearl, and get, in this case, again, iron, and then take this action again, which is the bottom one. Or in this case, I can get some iron to get some food and some mother of pearl. So everything kind of works together. Again, there's more people than there are 9 actions, but people have got out 14 people in prior games. So that's how this one works. And then over here, it's a multiplier. It's the amount of people, 2, times by the amount of people in the castle. So they've got 2 people up here, another person, so they've got 16 points. 2 times the amount of people, so 4 times 2, again, makes 16. And as you get bumping people up here, you get this action, which again is down here. And also you get one of these benefits as well. So you can take the same thing twice. You take this one and they get 2 rice, which you might want, or to get 2 straight up victory points. So if it's in red, you get the points straight away. If it's in yellow, you get the points at the end. Most points are at the end of the game. Fairly close score in the last game. Again, watch out for what cards come out. See what cards and dice people need. Maybe stop them. Again, height limit of 2. And that's only in a 3 to 4 player game. Otherwise, it's just a single value die height. And as you can see, new cards come out. Maybe this is better than this because there's more stuff to do. It's quite difficult to retcon your actions. And yeah, very pretty, crunchy game, and it takes about, it says it's quite accurate, 80 minutes to play. But lots to think about. Don't try and overthink until it is your turn, because there's so much to be aware of. Rating, probably like 7.7, something like that, which is much higher than average. Again, average currently is 8.0, and this is the second sort of in the Red Cathedral, White Castle trilogy, perhaps. Next one might well be, what, the Blue Prison, the Blue Pagoda, but the last one, very different kind of game, but also very similar rating to myself. Like I said, very crunchy, very hard to think. Maybe you need certain things, do certain things. Bearing in mind there's so many other options you can think about. But again, variety here. These could be too deep. And lots of things you can do as well. So these are fresh cards each turn. But again, if you want to take one of these actions, such as playing out a gardener, you can go here. So playing out a white die as an example, to go here. And then in this instance, you are triggering this. So you can grab one of your gardeners, place it here, in which case, again, everyone else can go there, but you yourself can only go one of these spaces once. So I can't have another one of my red people here. In this case, I spend 2 food. Again, at the beginning of the next round, I trigger this. Whereas down here, I can get something different. Now, over here as an example, I also get points at the end. So I get 3 points. I got 9 points at the end. I got 7 points, etc. Any questions, let me know in the comments best on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. This was from Spiel Essen, so check out my Spiel Essen playlist, check out my AmassGames playlist, had a setup play review playlist, the Family Mate playlist, amongst many others. Also, make sure you follow along on Instagram. There's over 3,200 photos over, including this one too. Also, head through to join the podcast and Patreon. And via the link tree, you can, of course, join the discussion over there to see if there's occasional competitions, but are time sensitive, so they do disappear. Looks lovely. This is from Devere, and for now, back to the table.